Have you ever found yourself wondering, is she just being friendly or is there something more? Let me tell you a story. Last week, a friend of mine came to me, completely puzzled. He said, "She keeps asking me all these random questions, but I don't know if she likes me or if she's just being nice." We laughed about it, but it got me thinking. Sometimes, the way someone speaks to you holds all the answers. Let's break this down and figure out what these questions really mean. How to decode a woman's questions. Signs she's interested. Sometimes, understanding someone's interest isn't about grand gestures. It's hidden in the little things, like the questions they ask. Women often use subtle and thoughtful questions as a way of showing curiosity or attraction. These questions may seem casual at first, but they often carry deeper meanings. For example, if she asks about your weekend plans, it might not just be to make conversation. She could be fishing for an invitation to spend time with you. Similarly, questions about your hobbies or passions signal a desire to understand you on a deeper level, which is a clear sign she values your personality and experiences. Pay close attention to the tone and frequency of her questions. If she's consistently initiating conversations or asking follow-up questions, it means she's not just being polite. She genuinely enjoys interacting with you. A particularly telling sign is when she asks personal or reflective questions like, "What's something you're really passionate about?" Or, "What's your dream for the future?" These aren't just surface-level inquiries. They show a deeper interest in who you are as a person. Decoding these signals requires you to remain observant and attentive. Women often communicate their interest through subtle actions, and their questions can reveal more than they directly say. If her questions make you feel seen and valued, chances are she's trying to connect with you emotionally, and that's a sign of genuine interest. The subtle hints. Women drop when they like you. Women often communicate their feelings in ways that are nuanced and indirect, leaving subtle hints that can reveal their true emotions. These hints are rarely obvious but are intentional enough to catch your attention if you know what to look for. For example, she may use playful teasing or light humor as a way to bond with you. This isn't just friendly banter. If she goes out of her way to joke or tease, it's likely because she feels comfortable around you and wants to build rapport. Another subtle sign is her effort to create shared experiences. Women who are interested in you will often find ways to include you in their plans or express a desire to join yours. Statements like, "That sounds fun, we should do that sometime," or "I've always wanted to try that too," might seem casual but are intentional ways to suggest spending more time together. Pay close attention to how she reacts when you talk about yourself. Does she ask follow-up questions or seem genuinely invested in your stories? If so, she's likely trying to create a deeper connection. Even small gestures like mirroring your body language or laughing at your jokes more enthusiastically than others can be telling signs of her interest. Women often use these subtle forms of communication to gauge your interest without putting themselves in a vulnerable position. Understanding these hints requires a mix of observation and intuition. By noticing the little things, how she interacts with you compared to others, how she remembers small details about your conversations, or how she reacts to physical closeness, you can begin to see the signs she may be dropping. The key is to stay present and attentive, as these hints often reveal her true feelings more than her words ever will. Understanding her curiosity. Is she flirting or friendly? When a woman asks questions or shows curiosity, it can be challenging to discern whether she's just being friendly or trying to flirt. The line between the two is often subtle, but understanding the context and her approach can reveal her true intentions. Friendly curiosity typically revolves around surface-level topics or polite interest, like asking how your day was or what you do for a living. On the other hand, flirtatious curiosity dives deeper, aiming to uncover personal details or shared interests that create a connection. For example, if she asks questions about your childhood memories, your goals, or even your ideal vacation destination, these are signs that her interest goes beyond casual conversation. Flirty curiosity is often paired with body language cues like sustained eye contact, leaning in as you speak, or lightly touching your arm. These small, seemingly innocent gestures amplify the impact of her words and signal that she's trying to build a closer bond. Another factor to consider is how much effort she puts into keeping the conversation alive. A woman who is flirting will often steer the dialogue towards playful or meaningful topics, sometimes with a hint of humor or teasing. She may also try to find common ground with you, highlighting shared interests or experiences. For instance, if she says, "I love that too," or "That's exactly what I was thinking," she's likely trying to establish a sense of alignment and chemistry. Pay attention to the consistency of her curiosity. If she's regularly reaching out, asking thoughtful questions, and showing genuine enthusiasm in her interactions with you, it's a strong indication that she's interested on a deeper level. The key is to observe both her words and actions, as together they paint a clearer picture of whether her curiosity is merely friendly or something more meaningful. Key questions that reveal a woman's true feelings. When a woman is interested in you, her questions can often reveal more than her words. These aren't just casual inquiries, they are deliberate attempts to understand you better and gauge compatibility. Questions like, "What do you look for in a partner?" or "What's your idea of a perfect day?" aren't random. They're carefully chosen to hint at her own feelings and see if your values align. These types of questions show she's thinking beyond the moment and considering deeper possibilities with you. A woman who asks about your past relationships or what you've learned from them is not just being nosy. This is often a way of understanding your emotional maturity and whether you've grown from your experiences. It's also her subtle way of assessing if you're ready for something meaningful. Questions about your future, such as, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" or "What's something you've always wanted to achieve?" indicate that she's envisioning the potential for a future with you in it. These questions often come with specific behavioral cues that reinforce her interest. For instance, she may maintain eye contact, lean in, or smile warmly as you respond. Her focus is not just on your words, but on how you express yourself, as this helps her gauge your personality and emotional depth. Even seemingly light-hearted questions like, "What's the craziest thing you've ever done?" can be a way of exploring your adventurous side and seeing if you match her energy and spontaneity. Pay attention to how she reacts to your answers. Does she share her own perspectives or mirror your enthusiasm? This back-and-forth dynamic is a strong indicator that she's invested in building a connection. These questions, while subtle, can reveal her true feelings if you take the time to listen and observe. Body language versus words, what her questions really mean. When it comes to understanding a woman's feelings, her body language can be just as revealing as her words. Questions are often layered with subtle nonverbal cues that give away her true intentions. While words can be rehearsed or filtered, body language tends to be more instinctive and honest, making it a critical factor in interpreting what her questions really mean. For instance, if she asks, "What's your favorite thing to do on weekends?" While leaning in, maintaining eye contact, and smiling warmly, her body language is signaling genuine interest. The tone of her voice, the way she positions herself, and even small gestures like twirling her hair or touching her face can enhance the meaning of her words. On the flip side, if her body language is closed off, arms crossed, avoiding eye contact, it might suggest that her questions are more polite than personal. Another key sign to watch for is mirroring. If she unconsciously mirrors your posture or gestures while asking questions, it's a strong indicator of rapport and attraction. For example, if you lean forward and she does the same while asking about your hobbies or plans, this subtle synchronization shows she's engaged and connected. Pay attention to the emotional weight of her questions. Casual inquiries like, "How was your day?" can feel completely different when paired with soft eye contact and an attentive expression. Similarly, a question like, "What inspires you the most?" accompanied by a pause and a genuine look of curiosity, can indicate that she's not just interested in your answers, but in understanding who you are on a deeper level. The key to interpreting these signals is to look at the whole picture, her words, tone, and body language combined. When a woman's nonverbal cues align with her verbal questions, it often reveals her true feelings, making her intentions easier to understand. Common questions. Women ask when they're attracted to you. When a woman is attracted to you, her questions can become a subtle yet powerful way of expressing her interest. These questions often go beyond polite conversation and delve into areas that reveal her curiosity about your personality, lifestyle, and compatibility. They serve as an indirect method for her to connect with you without coming across as too forward. For example, a question like, "What's your favorite thing to do when you have free time?" might seem casual, but it's her way of uncovering shared interests or finding opportunities to spend time together. Similarly, questions about your preferences, such as, "What kind of music do you listen to?" or "What's your favorite type of food?" allow her to gauge your compatibility in terms of hobbies and tastes. These questions are designed to spark a connection by discovering mutual likes and dislikes. Another common approach is when she asks about your goals and aspirations. Questions like, "What's something you've always wanted to achieve?" or "Where do you see yourself in a few years?" indicate that she's thinking beyond the present moment. These inquiries reveal her interest in your long-term vision and whether you're someone she can see a future with. Pay attention to the tone and setting of these questions. If she's asking them in a playful or warm manner, it's a sign that she's comfortable and genuinely interested. Moreover, if she remembers small details from previous conversations and brings them up, such as, "Did you try that restaurant you mentioned last time?" it shows she's invested in getting to know you on a deeper level. The frequency of her questions is another telltale sign. If she consistently asks about your day, your interests, or your plans, it's likely more than just casual curiosity. Women often use questions to build rapport and create opportunities for meaningful conversations, especially when they're attracted to someone. Recognizing this can help you understand her intentions and respond in a way that fosters a genuine connection. Flirty or friendly? How to tell through conversation. Understanding whether a woman is being flirty or simply friendly during a conversation can often feel like decoding a mystery. The distinction lies not just in what she says, but how she says it, along with the context of the interaction. Friendly conversation tends to remain neutral, focusing on general topics like the weather, casual interests, or polite inquiries. Flirty conversation, on the other hand, is more personal and playful, often filled with subtle clues meant to capture your attention. One of the most telling signs of flirting is the tone of her voice and her choice of words. A flirty tone is often lighter, teasing, or even slightly challenging, designed to spark chemistry. For instance, instead of asking, "How was your day?" in a neutral way, she might say, "So, did anyone make you smile today? Or do I need to be the first?" This playful twist shows she's trying to make an impression beyond politeness. Flirty conversation also often includes compliments or humor. If she's making an effort to highlight your qualities, saying things like, "You always know how to make things fun," it's a clear sign she's trying to establish a deeper connection. Humor plays a similar role, with teasing or witty banter often acting as a safe way to test boundaries and gauge your response. Another key indicator is how she listens and responds. If she's flirting, she'll likely pay close attention to what you say, remember details from past conversations, and use them to create a sense of familiarity. For example, bringing up something personal you mentioned before shows she's not just being polite, but genuinely invested in building a connection. Lastly, Flirty conversations often have an element of exclusivity. If she lowers her voice, leans in, or shares something that feels intimate or secretive, it's her way of inviting you into her personal space. Recognizing these subtle cues can help you differentiate between friendly small talk and meaningful, flirtatious interaction. Questions women use to test your interest in them. When a woman is curious about your level of interest, she may subtly test the waters through specific questions. These questions are often designed to gauge how you feel about her, your level of engagement, and whether you see her as more than just a friend. While they may seem casual on the surface, these questions are strategic and intentional. A common approach is asking about your preferences or priorities, such as, "What's your type?" or "What do you value most in a person?" These questions are not just about curiosity, they're about figuring out if she matches what you're looking for. If your answers align with her qualities, it can build her confidence that she fits into your ideal image. Another type of testing question revolves around your availability and attention. For instance, she might ask, "Do you usually reply to texts this quickly?" Or, "Who do you spend most of your time with?" These inquiries subtly assess how much time and effort you're willing to invest in someone. If your responses suggest that you're attentive and available, it reassures her that you're genuinely interested. Women also test your interest through playful or hypothetical questions like, "Would you ever date someone like me?" Or, "What would you do if we got stuck on a deserted island together?" While these might come across as jokes, they often have an underlying purpose: to observe your reaction and see if you reciprocate her interest. Pay attention to how she follows up on your answers. If she digs deeper, laughs, or shares her own perspective in response, it's a sign that she's invested in the conversation and genuinely interested in your thoughts. These questions are her way of feeling out your intentions without being overly direct. By recognizing these subtle cues, you can respond in a way that deepens your connection and clarifies mutual interest. The psychology behind the questions women ask. Understanding the psychology behind the questions women ask can offer valuable insights into their thoughts and feelings. Often, these questions are more than simple conversation starters. They're deliberate attempts to connect on a deeper level. Women may use questions to assess compatibility, gauge your emotional intelligence, or explore your values and aspirations. For example, when a woman asks, "What inspires you the most?" she's not just making small talk, she's trying to understand what drives you and whether your passions align with hers. These inquiries can also be a way for women to reveal their own interests subtly. By prompting you to share, they create opportunities to find common ground and shared experiences. Questions about your hobbies, family, or life goals are often windows into topics that matter to them as well. This mutual exchange fosters intimacy and builds a foundation for a stronger connection. Moreover, the way she frames her questions can provide clues about her intentions. Open-ended questions that encourage you to share stories or feelings suggest she values depth and authenticity. For instance, "What's the most meaningful experience you've ever had?" Invites you to open up emotionally, indicating she's interested in more than surface-level interactions. Recognizing the psychology behind these questions allows you to respond thoughtfully and engage more genuinely. It helps you move beyond generic answers, enabling a conversation that is both engaging and revealing. By being attentive to her questions and what they might signify, you not only get to know her better, but also show that you appreciate the effort she's making to connect with you. Decoding women's signals. When her curiosity becomes flirting, women often use curiosity as a gateway to establish deeper connections. But when curiosity shifts towards flirtation, it becomes more deliberate and personal. This transition is subtle yet noticeable if you know what to look for. Questions that were once general might take on a more specific or playful tone, hinting at her desire to learn about you in ways that go beyond mere friendliness. For instance, If she asks, "What's something you've never told anyone before?" Or, "What's your biggest dream?" These are not casual questions. They invite vulnerability and trust, key elements in building intimacy. Flirtatious curiosity often revolves around topics that reveal your values, emotions, or aspirations, indicating her interest in understanding you on a deeper level. Body language often accompanies these more personal questions. Leaning in, prolonged eye contact, or a playful smile while asking something like, "What's the craziest thing you've ever done for love?" are clear signs that she's trying to create a sense of exclusivity and connection. The combination of her words and physical cues is what makes her intentions clearer. Another key element of flirtatious curiosity is humor and teasing. If she asks, "Are you always this charming, or is it just today?" or playfully challenges you with a, "Do you think you could handle someone like me?" she's testing the waters in a way that's both light-hearted and revealing. These moments are opportunities for both of you to explore mutual attraction without the pressure of outright declarations. Decoding these signals requires attention to the overall dynamic of your interaction. It's not just the questions she asks, but the way she listens, laughs, and responds to your answers. Flirtatious curiosity is a blend of words, tone, and action that signals her desire to connect with you on a deeper and more romantic level. Recognizing this can help you navigate the conversation with confidence and clarity. And that's it for today's topic. Now here's something for you to think about. Have you noticed any of these signs in your own conversations? If so, how did you respond? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories and thoughts. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on more insights like this. Remember, understanding these signals isn't just about dating, it's about building meaningful connections. See you in the next video.